What made you realize monsters can hide behind a uniform? The doctor in uniform held my son's heart in his hand and told me I should be thankful. I thought he was joking. I couldn't even process what he meant. My son had gone in for a simple appendectomy. Routine. Harmless. Or that's what they told me. I waited 7 hours in the hospital hallway before a nurse finally walked over and whispered, "Something went wrong in surgery, please don't panic." I sprinted to the ICU. There were 2 cops, a surgeon, and a man in military uniform standing there. But where was my son? That's when the surgeon took off his gloves and calmly said, "Your son was a donor match for someone extremely important. We had to make a difficult decision." I just stood there frozen. What do you mean, donor match? He was alive. He walked in here. Then the military man placed his hand on my shoulder, lowered his voice and said, "You have no idea who you just saved. National security depends on men like him." I shoved his hand off. "Where is my son?" They wouldn't let me inside the room. I started screaming, crying, begging. A nurse slipped me a note before I got dragged away by security. It said, "They harvested more than his organs. Call this number." He wasn't the only one. I found out later, they faked a complication, induced a coma, and removed everything. Under a government-endorsed transplant program for high-ranking officials. It was supposed to be secret. And the worst part? The man they saved was in a private suite, guarded, smiling, and holding a press conference 2 days later. When I tried to expose them, they labeled me insane. Said I was delusional from grief. But I kept the note. I found others. Parents. Just like me. And now we meet every year on the same day. We light a candle for each donor. For each child, the monsters in uniform called a sacrifice.